ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about something most people overlook, not because it's small, but because it's quiet. See, love doesn't always announce itself. It doesn't always come wrapped in big gestures or loud declarations. Sometimes love is shown in the smallest, softest ways, and women have mastered that art. Today, I want to walk you through how women show love without saying a single word. Because once you learn to see it, really see it, you'll realize you've been loved far more than you ever noticed. When a woman loves, she notices things most people never pause long enough to see. She pays attention to the details you overlook, not because she's trying to analyze you, but because caring for someone makes her naturally attentive. These details often seem small, almost insignificant on the surface, but to her they are signals, cues, tiny windows into what you need, what you feel, and who you are becoming. She remembers the way your voice shifts when you're tired, the subtle hesitation you get when something is bothering you, but you haven't found the words yet, the way your shoulders drop after a long day, or how your mood changes when you walk into a room full of noise. She keeps those things tucked in her mind not to hold power over you, but to understand you better than you understand yourself sometimes. She notices the way you talk about the things you care about, not just the big goals or the big dreams, but the little things, your favorite snack, the song you replay when you think no one is listening, the scent you gravitate toward when you're trying to relax. You might say these things once in passing without thinking much of it, and yet somehow she remembers. She might pick up that snack on her way home, or she might play that song on a day when she senses you need comfort. It's not grand, it's not loud, but it's intentional. She listens differently. She listens to understand, not to respond. And because of that, she catches things you never realized you were revealing. She also notices patterns, the kind even you don't see. The way you get quiet when you're overwhelmed, the way you get lost in your thoughts when you're planning something, the way you retreat when something hurts your pride. A woman who loves you doesn't just recognize these shifts, she adjusts to them. She gives you space when she senses that silence isn't distance, but processing. She stays close when she feels that silence is actually a call for connection. She moves with your emotional rhythm gently, almost instinctively, because love sharpens her intuition. She notices your physical details too, not out of obligation, but affection. The way your eyes brighten when you're excited, the way you run your hand across your jaw when you're trying to think, the way your smile tilts when you're genuinely happy. She notices the clothes you feel most confident in, the ones you wear when you need a boost, and the ones you throw on when you don't care about anything but comfort. To you, it's just another day. To her, it's a snapshot of who you are in that moment. These details help her understand your emotional world in a way you don't always express verbally. She notices the details of your effort too, even the ones you think go unseen. The way you try to fix something in the house before she gets home. The way you work late because you're trying to build something better. The way you protect her in small ways, letting her walk on the inside of the sidewalk, placing a hand on her back when crossing the street, checking in when she's had a long day. She notices it all, not because she's keeping score, but because she values your intention. She recognizes love in your actions just like you recognize it in hers. She sees the way you treat people, the waiter at the restaurant, the cashier at the store, your friends, your family, strangers who can't offer you anything in return. She pays attention to your kindness, your patience, your leadership, your discipline. These small interactions, these simple human moments, reveal pieces of your character. And when she loves you, she sees those pieces clearly, even when you don't realize you're showing them. She also notices when something is off, even when you say you're fine. The change in your tone, the shift in your routine, the heaviness in your presence. She picks up on the quiet things that don't match the version of you she knows. She won't always confront you about it directly. Sometimes she just checks in with a gentle touch or a soft question. Other times, she simply stays close enough so you know you're not alone. Her awareness isn't accidental. It comes from caring deeply. She pays attention to how you speak about your dreams, how your eyes move when you talk about the future, how your energy changes when you talk about something meaningful. She holds onto those details because she wants to support the person you are becoming. She invests in understanding you the way you deserve to be understood. Her attention is her way of saying, without saying anything at all, that you matter, that your feelings matter, and that the life you are trying to build matters. When a woman loves, she naturally prioritizes your comfort without announcing it or making it feel like an obligation. This is not about grand gestures or extravagant displays. It's the subtle, quiet ways she creates ease and peace in your life, often without drawing attention to herself. She observes the small frictions, the little discomforts you may not even admit exist, and she takes it upon herself to ease them. Whether it's adjusting the lighting in the room because she notices your eyes are tired, making your favorite cup of tea just the way you like it, or giving you space. When she senses you need a moment to breathe, her acts are not performative, they are instinctive. She understands that comfort is more than physical. It is emotional, mental, and even spiritual. She prioritizes your comfort by anticipating your needs before you even voice them. She notices when you've had a long day and makes subtle changes to help you unwind. Perhaps she softens her tone when she senses your stress rising, or she chooses a quieter activity when she knows your mind is restless. She adjusts her energy to match yours, not to mirror it, but to harmonize with it, creating a safe space where you can exist without pretense. It's in these moments, often unnoticed by the world, that her love speaks the loudest. She doesn't announce her efforts because her goal isn't recognition. It's your well-being. She sees comfort as a form of love, and she practices it consistently, patiently, and without fanfare. Her attentiveness extends to the emotional atmosphere around you. She can feel when tension is lingering in your body, when anxiety curls in your chest, or when frustration tints your voice. She doesn't always confront it directly. Instead, she softens the environment around you. A reassuring smile, a gentle touch, a quiet presence nearby. These small, deliberate choices communicate that she cares deeply about how you feel. She creates an invisible cushion for you to land on, a buffer against the harshness of the world. It's not something that can be bought or forced. It comes from a deep understanding and genuine concern for your emotional state. She also prioritizes comfort in practical ways, often without you realizing it. She remembers the little preferences that make your day easier, the things that prevent you from feeling stressed or overwhelmed. It could be as simple as adjusting the room temperature, making sure your favorite chair is free, or preparing your favorite meal when she senses you're worn out. These actions seem minor in isolation, but together they form a network of care that supports you continuously. By attending to these small details, she communicates that she values your presence, your health, and your happiness in a way words could never fully capture. Her prioritization of your comfort is not limited to your physical or emotional needs. It also extends to how she navigates her behavior around you. She moderates her actions, her speech, even her moods, to avoid creating unnecessary tension or discomfort. When she disagrees or notices conflict rising, she chooses her timing, her words, and her approach carefully. She balances honesty with compassion, ensuring that the truth is delivered in a way that uplifts rather than harms. She knows that love is not just about being present, it is about making the presence safe and nurturing. She is sensitive to your energy and mental state. She notices when you are tired, anxious, or distracted, and she adapts her presence to meet you where you are. Sometimes that means giving you space. Sometimes it means offering support. She reads your cues like a map, tracing your emotional landscape without imposing on it. Her goal is never to control or fix, but to make your life lighter, even in the smallest of ways. Her attentiveness acts like a quiet shield, protecting you from the friction and strain that accumulate in daily life. It is a language of love spoken through deeds rather than dialogue. She also prioritizes comfort by fostering a sense of belonging and safety. She creates an environment where you can be fully yourself, without masks or pretense. Her actions communicate that your vulnerabilities are welcomed and your thoughts are valued. She cultivates a space where mistakes are met with patience, where growth is nurtured, and where silence is as acceptable as conversation. Through this, she shows that love is not always loud. Sometimes it is the steady presence that says, "I see you, I respect you, and I will do what I can to make your life easier." Even in shared experiences with others, she maintains this focus. She moderates interactions, smooths tensions, and often sacrifices her own immediate comfort to ensure yours. She notices when a situation might be overwhelming or stressful for you and subtly shifts dynamics to alleviate pressure. This attentiveness is consistent, quiet, and deliberate. It demonstrates a profound understanding that love is less about grandiose declarations and more about the constant, unspoken work of making life more manageable and more pleasant for the one you care about. When a woman loves, she supports your goals quietly but consistently. This support rarely comes with fanfare or declarations. It's steady, patient, and almost invisible to the casual observer. She doesn't feel the need to broadcast her encouragement because her investment in you is genuine, not performative. Her support is a commitment expressed through her actions, her choices, and the way she prioritizes your growth alongside her own. She believes in the person you are striving to become, even when you doubt yourself, and she shows that belief in ways that require careful observation to fully appreciate. She pays attention to your dreams and ambitions, not just the big milestones, but the small steps along the way. She notices when you hesitate to take a risk, when uncertainty clouds your judgment, or when self-doubt creeps in. She doesn't lecture or push. Instead, she provides quiet reassurance, encouragement, or subtle guidance that helps you navigate obstacles without feeling pressured. She might remind you of your past successes, offer resources that could help, or simply stand by you in silence, providing a sense of security that allows you to take risks confidently. Her support is steady because she understands that meaningful growth rarely happens overnight, and that persistence is cultivated more through encouragement than critique. She aligns her actions with your goals in practical ways, often without drawing attention to herself. She might adjust her own schedule or priorities to create space for you to focus on what matters most. She celebrates your achievements privately and publicly, not to take credit for them, but because she genuinely recognizes their importance. Even in times of struggle, she maintains a presence that is both unwavering and adaptable, offering help when appropriate and stepping back when you need to face challenges independently. Her understanding of timing is remarkable. She knows when to speak and when silence is the most supportive response. Her support is deeply empathetic. She senses the weight of your burdens, the pressure of expectations, and the fear of failure. She offers encouragement in ways that match your temperament, sometimes through words, sometimes through deeds, and often through quiet consistency. She is careful not to impose her vision over yours. Her encouragement is never about control or manipulation. Instead, she cultivates a belief in your ability to succeed while maintaining the autonomy to make your own decisions. This balance of guidance and respect is a hallmark of her love. She notices the little things that contribute to your progress and subtly reinforces them. She observes your work habits, the way you manage challenges, and how you respond to setbacks. She reinforces positive behaviors with quiet acknowledgement, maybe a word of praise, a small act of help, or simply being present during moments that require focus or concentration. She recognizes that encouragement is most powerful when it is consistent and authentic rather than sporadic or performative. By paying attention to these nuances, she ensures her support is meaningful and deeply felt. She also provides emotional scaffolding for your ambitions. Even when the world doubts your abilities, she remains steadfast in her belief in you. She cushions the impact of external criticism, reminding you, sometimes without words, that your goals are valid and attainable. She absorbs some of the external pressures that might otherwise weigh heavily on you, giving you a sense of stability that allows you to concentrate on growth. Her support creates an environment where you can take risks and explore your potential without fear of judgment or failure. She adapts her support to match your evolving needs. She understands that as you grow, the type of support you require will change. Sometimes she offers guidance, sometimes she offers reassurance, sometimes she simply offers space. She watches closely, learning the rhythm of your efforts, and adjusts her approach accordingly. Her flexibility ensures that her support is always aligned with what will help you progress most effectively. She also encourages you to believe in yourself. Through her consistent presence and quiet reinforcement, she helps you recognize your own capabilities. She doesn't need to verbalize her confidence constantly. It is embedded in the way she interacts with you, the trust she places in your decisions, and the care she shows in facilitating your growth. She models patience, persistence, and resilience, showing by example that achieving goals is a process and that setbacks are not failures, but opportunities for learning. In her support, there is a subtle, enduring strength. She doesn't seek acknowledgement or validation for helping you. She doesn't need applause for standing by your side or for helping you navigate obstacles. Her love is expressed through her unwavering commitment to your journey, through the countless small ways she contributes to your progress without needing recognition. This quiet, consistent, and deeply personal support is one of the most profound ways she demonstrates love without saying a word. When a woman loves, she creates emotional safety through her presence. This safety is not loud, nor is it flashy. It is a quiet, steady assurance that allows the person she cares about to be fully themselves without fear of judgment or rejection. It is the unspoken understanding that, no matter what happens outside, in her presence, there is a place where vulnerability is welcomed. Mistakes are met with patience, and authenticity is valued above pretense. She builds this safety not through words alone, but through countless subtle gestures, attentiveness, and the way she shows up consistently over time. It is a form of love that operates beneath the surface, yet permeates every interaction with a calming, stabilizing force. She is aware of the unspoken language of emotions. She notices when tension lingers in the air, when anxiety creeps into your movements, or when frustration tightens your voice. Rather than escalating the situation or reacting impulsively, she meets these moments with calmness and understanding. She recognizes that emotions are not problems to fix, but signals to honor. Through her presence, she provides a space where you can process feelings without fear of dismissal. You might not hear her say, "It's okay to feel this way," yet every choice she makes communicates exactly that. Her presence becomes a buffer against the pressures of the outside world, a quiet harbor in which you can rest and regroup. Her presence is steady even during conflict. She does not threaten emotional safety with anger, sarcasm, or criticism. Instead, she approaches disagreements with a focus on understanding and resolution. She listens with intent, asking questions not to challenge, but to comprehend. She gives space when needed, and she remains available when connection is desired. In this way, her love creates a foundation where trust can flourish because you know that expressing your thoughts, even the difficult ones, will not result in rejection or abandonment. Emotional safety under her care is reinforced through reliability, patience, and the absence of judgment. She creates comfort in vulnerability without making it feel obligatory. You don't have to hide your flaws, fears, or insecurities. She sees them, acknowledges them, and responds with empathy. When you stumble, she meets your mistakes with grace instead of shame. When you are uncertain, she offers support without imposing her solutions. She understands that true emotional safety is not about sheltering someone from life's challenges, but providing a grounding presence that allows them to face those challenges with courage. Her love communicates that your emotional truth is valid, and that being honest about your inner world is not only acceptable but welcomed. Her presence also fosters a sense of stability and predictability. Life can be chaotic and unpredictable, yet in her, there is a sense of consistency. She keeps her commitments, follows through on promises, and maintains a demeanor that signals reliability. This consistency becomes a silent reassurance that you can lean on her, that you can count on her to be steady even when external circumstances shift. The emotional space she provides is not temporary or conditional. It is a continuous environment where trust can grow organically, reinforced by everyday actions that communicate care without needing to be declared aloud. She cultivates a sense of belonging. In her presence, you feel recognized, valued, and accepted for who you truly are. She does not demand you change to fit an ideal. Rather, she embraces your individuality and encourages your growth from a place of support, not pressure. This acceptance allows you to explore different facets of yourself, to take emotional risks, and to express thoughts and desires that might otherwise remain hidden. Emotional safety is reinforced in the subtle acknowledgement of your feelings, the gentle validation of your experiences, and the way she integrates respect into every interaction. Her awareness of boundaries further strengthens emotional security. She understands when to step closer and when to give space, when to speak and when to listen. She recognizes that emotional safety is not about controlling the other person's feelings, but about creating a container in which those feelings can exist freely without harm. By respecting boundaries, she models respect, trust, and consideration, foundational elements of love that are expressed through action rather than speech. Even her silence can be reassuring. There are moments when words are unnecessary, and she understands that simply being present is enough. Sitting quietly together, sharing a glance, or offering a gentle touch communicates more than language ever could. Her presence itself becomes a source of calm, a reminder that you are not alone in navigating the complexities of life. Through these quiet acts, she builds an emotional sanctuary, one that allows love to flourish in subtle, enduring ways. She also anticipates emotional needs before they are voiced. She senses when you are stressed, anxious, or unsure and adjusts her energy accordingly. She might offer comfort through a small gesture, a soft tone, or just the simple act of being there. This proactive care demonstrates a depth of attention that goes beyond surface-level affection. By consistently offering this emotional steadiness, she ensures that love is felt deeply, not just heard superficially.